Yes, can we hear it louder?
Yes!
Good. So you want to start with a song? Sorry.
We'll start with a song.
You sing after us.
Uncle, I got a theatre class.
Wow, awesome. We'll start with the song.
Yeah, we start with a song?
Yes?
Yeah.
And the song goes like this. You have to repeat after us. Or with us. We shall start.
1, 2, 3, go!
आ गया स्टोरी वाला आ गया स्टोरी वाला आ गया. He's a tall and handsome fellow, but all his teeth are yellow. But his stories are the best in the town. आ गया स्टोरी वाला आ गया स्टोरी वाला आ गया. बरसा कुत्ता न धोती, all he eats is ketchup with roti. But his stories are the best in the town. आ गया स्टोरी वाला आ गया स्टोरी वाला आ गया.
So we're story walas. We come to tell you stories, yeah?
We all welcome you for the evening with Storywalas. Hi everyone. This is how you say hi. This is how you say hi. We have a special way of saying hi. All of you are interested? Yes? Now take your left hand. All of you. Yes.
This our left hand.
Yes.
Okay. The left hand. Even the adults can join us.
Yes. Everybody can join.
Everybody can join us.
There's a child in everyone.
Then,
So take your left and keep your right on top of it.
oh, like this?
Yes.
Okay, like this?
A little stretch.
Like this?
Yes.
Yes.
And say hi. You all like it? You all like it?
Yes.
We'll do once more.
Yes.
Yes. On the other side.
The other side? This side. Okay, okay, so your right hand goes here.
Right hand.
Yes.
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 Ready?
Stretch.
Stretch.
Yes.
And say hi.
Good.
Welcome you all.
Welcome. So,
Yeah. Get on with the stories.
who's telling the story first? Can I please? Who you want to tell first? Yes. Please, can I? Okay. Okay.
Before she tells the story, there is a story behind it. You want to know? You want to know? You know how she came here? No? She came running. How did she come?
You came running
Yes.
all the way
Yes.
from JP Nagar. You came running. Yes.
And do you know the sound she made when she was running? Can you all repeat with me? Yes? It's Peter, Patter, 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 Peter, Patter. She's coming near now. Peter, Patter,
Look where I reached.
Peter.
I am here. Okay. Yes. I don't like you being so far. Can you come closer to me? Can I help you out quickly? And she was as tall as you. And cute like you too. Yes. And she stayed with her mother in a beautiful house next to the forest. And all around their house, there was a garden in which they grew vegetables. So they grew some vegetables above the ground and they grew some vegetables below the ground. So can anybody tell me which vegetables grow above the ground?
Strawberry, mango,
Those are fruits. Yes. Tomatoes.
cucumber.
Who said that? So smart. Yes.
I guess I'm
Okay. And which vegetables grow below the ground?
Carrots, mango,
Potatoes. Yes. So you are onions. Yes. So they grew some vegetables above the ground and some vegetables below the ground. So one day her mother said, "My sweetheart, we've grown so many vegetables all through summer. It's now time for us to sell it in the market. So can you go and get a big basket so that we can pick the vegetables?" So the little girl ran and she got her mother a big basket. And they started picking all the vegetables. So they picked tomatoes, onions, carrots, capsicum, brinjals, and soon the basket was full of vegetables. And her mother told her, tomorrow morning I am going to go to the market and I am going to sell these vegetables. But my sweetheart, you cannot come with me. Now this little girl wanted to know why. Yes, just like you. She said, Mama, why? She said, the market is just too far. And if I carry this big basket on my head, I won't be able to lift you up. So you stay at home and don't go out of the house when I'm not there. And don't go into the field. Now I forgot to tell you one thing. Just outside the garden there was a field, and beyond the field was a big forest, a deep forest where a gunny wolf stayed. So her mother said, when I am gone, gunny wolf, when I am gone, you stay inside the house. Do not step out of the house. If you want, you can go into the garden, but not beyond the garden, not in the field and not into the forest. Okay, because who stays there? A gunny wolf. Now this little girl said, Mama, I will not go. Whenever you go out of the house, you tell me the same thing. I'm not little anymore. Do you say that to your moms?
No.
No? I am not little anymore. I'll not go. Mama said, okay, you're a nice girl. Okay. And then she picked up the big basket and she left. She started moving along the road that led to the town where she could sell the vegetables. This little girl saw her mother. She just was watching her mother and she said, oh, my mama, she works so hard. She's carrying the big basket on her head. She's going to walk all the way to the town. And she's going to come in the evening with money. And with that money, she's going to buy me clothes and toys and books and whatever we need. She's so nice. Let me do something special for her. Let me do something really nice so that when she comes back home, she'll feel very happy. So what this little girl did, she opened the door of her house and she stepped into the garden. And in that garden, there were beautiful flowers. She picked up a red flower. Then she picked up a purple flower. And she picked up a pink flower. And then she spotted a blue flower. So she went and picked up the blue flower. All the flowers she picked of all colors. But her mother's favorite color was yellow. But there weren't any yellow flowers in the garden. So she thought,
There was a yellow.
there is, yes. And then she thought, there was one yellow flower in the field. She thought, oh, my mama told me not to go into the field. But just for 1 minute, I will just go pluck it and come back. So she opened the garden door and she went looking for that yellow flower. And she picked that yellow flower. So now she has her mama's favorite color. But she wanted more of yellow flowers. So she went further and she picked that yellow flower. And like that, she kept moving beyond the field. And soon she was inside the forest. Where the gunny wolf stayed. And she did not realize that she is into the forest. And this girl, little girl, had been walking for so long. Her legs were aching, her feet were hurting. So she found a big giant tree and she sat under the tree with all her flowers. She was very happy. She had picked all possible colors and her mom's favorite yellow color too. So she just shut her eyes and she started singing a song. It was Kuwa kele, kuwa kele, kuwa kele, kuwa kele. And when she opened her eyes, who was looking at her? Who was staring?
The wolf.
The wolf. And she saw the wolf and she screamed, ah! The wolf said, little girl, why are you screaming? I'm not going to eat you up. I just want you to sing that sweet song once again for me. The little girl thought, if I don't sing that song, the wolf might eat me up. So she said, yes, I will sing. And she started singing. Will you sing? With me? Kuwa kele, kuwa kele, kuwa kele, kuwa kele. And then what did she see? The wolf has slept off. And she thought, this is a good time for me to run away. So she gathered all the flowers and she started running. And when she ran, her feet made a sound. Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter. She's running very fast. Peter patter, when the wolf woke up and he said, "Where is the little girl? I can't see her." And he started chasing her. And when he started chasing her, his claws made a sound. Hunkawa, hunkawa. Can you do that for me? Hunkawa, hunkawa, hunkawa. And soon he caught up with the little girl and he said, "Where are you running away?" The little girl said, "Nowhere. I was just looking around." He said, "Sing that song for me once again." And she sang. Kuwa kele, kuwa kele, kuwa kele, kuwa kele. And the wolf slept once again. Now the little girl thought, "I've got another opportunity to run away." She started running once again. And her feet made that sound. Peter patter, 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 Peter patter. The wolf started chasing her once again when he woke up. Hunkawa, 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 hunkawa. And again on spotting her, he said, "Again you ran away? Sing that song for me." And she sang again. Kuwa kele, kuwa kele, kuwa kele. And he slept off once again. This time, the little girl could see the roof of her house and she could see the chimney and she could see the smoke coming out of the chimney. And she thought, maybe I should not make any sound this time and I should run slowly without making a sound. Okay? Then I'll not wake up the wolf. So when this time she started running, she ran on her tippy toes. And then she could spot the field and she started running a little faster. Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter. And now she's almost at the garden. And she just has to open one door. So she ran into the house. Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter, Peter patter. She's inside the house and she just collapsed into the big chair. Poor girl was so tired. And she slept off. Now when the wolf woke up, he found that he's outside the forest. He's in a town and he couldn't believe it. And he thought, "Oh, this is not safe for me. I should get inside the forest." And what did he see all around him?
Flowers.
Yes, that little girl had left all the flowers. So he picked the yellow one and the blue one and the pink one and the white one and the red one. And he collected all those flowers and he went back into the forest singing the song, "Kuwa kele, kuwa kele, kuwa kele." And he went all the way to where his wife stayed and he gave those flowers to his wife and together they sang, "Kuwa kele, kuwa kele." Yes, so that was a story of the little girl who met the gunny wolf. Now I want to ask you something. If you were to get lost in a forest, what would you do? If you...
I'll be lost.
Yeah?
I'll be lost in forest.
But what will you do?
And use the compass.
You'll use a compass. Super. What else can you do?
I'll use my iPad to go to Google Maps.
iPad to use, okay, to go to the Google Maps. Yes? You can use a torch to find your way. Yes. And suppose it gets very dark and you really can't move out of the forest and you have to spend the night in the forest. What will you eat?
Light fire.
You light fire. What will you eat?
Berries.
Berries, fruits.
Climb up a tree when you know and eat out there, and you can also sleep out there.
Okay. But what will you eat? Like if you're not carrying
No, you eat berries and fruits off the tree.
off the tree. You can pluck fruits. So basically you will eat the fruits and the berries. Now I have a friend, her name is Parvati. 2 days back she went into the forest just to see how it is and she got lost. And I thought maybe she met a gunny wolf who was not so nice. I was just feeling very strange. I said, will I see Parvati again? But you won't believe, 1 hour back when I came here to Bangalore Literature Festival, I saw Parvati. And I was very happy to see Parvati. And I asked Parvati, so what are you doing here? She said, I met a gunny wolf and this time the gunny wolf told me a story. Yes, and you know she had a lot of other stories that she collected from the forest. Nupur, yes, she's Parvati, my friend. Hi. Yes, she came back. Just want to say hi. Hi. No. Hi. Hi. No. Let's do one hi. Stretch. Hi. No, I came from the. She told you no. I came from the forest. I was coming through the forest for the Bangalore Literature Festival, and I was walking and walking and walking. You know who I met?
A gunny wolf.
But he wasn't called the Gunny Wolf because I didn't know the Gunny Wolf told his story till Nupur told. You know what I saw? I saw a coyote.
A what?
I saw a coyote. So I was like walking along and like coming to the Bangalore Lit Fest, and suddenly I heard, "Who's there?" God. I froze. And I turn around and there's this coyote sitting under this big tree. A coyote! He looks a little like the Gunny Wolf, I think.
It's related to the fox.
Absolutely. So he was sitting there. And then you know what? I realized he's blind. So he's a blind coyote sitting under a big tree. So I thought I could like past him without crackling anything. So I just walked past him. Like, don't! Stand right there! It's like, you can't see. How did you know I was leaving? I said, I'm blind but I can hear. It's like, okay, I have to go and tell a story. Can I leave? I'm getting late. He says, oh, you tell stories? So I was like, yeah, I tell stories. Where are you telling stories? I said, in Bangalore. So he said, I will let you go only if you tell the story I want you to tell. So I was like, okay, why? So he said, if you don't tell the story, I'm going to eat you up. I said, okay, I'll just sit quiet and listen to your story. So I sat down and listened to the story. He told me the story of the jungle. And he said, you have to tell this story. Stories of the Dhruv Tara. Have you heard about the story of the Dhruv Tara? No? You've not heard about the Dhruv Tara? You don't know the Dhruv Tara? In the night sky, the pole star. Dhruv Tara. So he told me the story of Dhruv Tara and he insists that I tell you that story. I said, okay. So he said, the story is from long ago. So long ago that India had kings and queens. Do you know we had kings and queens? Long ago. We were ruled by kings and queens. So this is the time story from then. There was this one king and he had 2 wives. How many wives? 2 wives. And one, the older wife, we'll call her the big queen because she was the first queen. She was from the jungles. So, the older queen was from the jungles. What are we calling her? We'll call her big queen? Yeah? Big queen.
First queen.
Big queen. Okay, first queen. Okay, the first queen. Now the king married again. And this queen was from the palace. She was a princess. We'll call her the second queen. Yeah? Second queen. Now, the big queen was from the jungles and she was very simple. She was a simple woman. And she had a son. And his name was Dhruv. And then the second queen was from the palace. She also had a son. You know what his name was? His name was Uttam. When you have kings, you know, the older son becomes the king. That's generally how it works. But this king had a favorite. You know what a favorite is? He liked the second queen a little more. She was pretty and she had long hair and she would dress up and she used to take care of the king and the king used to get her jewelry. So he had a favorite. So, oh my gosh, I collected this sitting by the wolf. So the queen, she was a little jealous. You know why? She was a little scared. She was scared that what if the older son becomes the king, which is Dhruv. So you know what she did? She went and told the king, King, I want my son to be the king. Otherwise I will leave right away. So the king also liked her, no? Really liked her. So she said, but can't you all adjust and live? You can be a happy family in this palace. There's so much space. But the queen said, nothing doing, you will have to send them away. The king is in a dilemma. Finally the king thought, I can't live without my beautiful second wife. So I will send my older big wife away with Dhruv. He really liked Dhruv but he couldn't help it. So off he sent Dhruv with his mother. So this mother was from the jungle, right? So she knew the jungle. she went to the jungle. She built a hut. You know what she built a hut with? Leaves and mud and sticks. A nice little hut with a garden in front. And then Dhruv used to help his mother. There was only two of them, Dhruv and his mother. So she used to help them around. She used to help her plant vegetables, go to the river. It was a beautiful stream falling by, okay? So she used to go and pick water for her. So one day like that, Dhruv had gone to get some water. Every day morning he would go and get water. Because his mom has to cook, no? So he used to go and get like one pot of water for his mother to cook. So he goes to get water. What does he see? He sees a family of deers. You know what deers are, no?
Yes.
Do you like them?
Yes.
Beautiful. And the little deer like prances around. Have you seen them prancing around?
Yes.
So he saw this family of deers, a papa deer and a mama deer and a baby deer. He felt, you know what? He started missing who? His family. He started missing his papa. What did he do? He wanted to see his father. Because the deers reminded him of his father and his family. He didn't tell anything. He got the water. He went and kept it near his mom. Then he ran. Where did he run to? The palace. And he ran through the jungle path, okay, like barefoot. He ran. Then he got to the road. He opened the big palace gate and he ran. He went to climb the steps, opened the big door outside his father's chamber. And what does he see? This is his father sitting. And who's on his lap? Uttar is on his lap. Uttar is the second son, yeah? So he's sitting on his lap. So suddenly he sees there's only one lap or what? How many laps? There's one more, no? So he went to run to sit on the other lap. He ran. Suddenly he hears the sound, stop! Who said stop? Queen. Yeah, the second queen said, stop right there. You're not his son anymore. You cannot sit. Go right back. He looks at his father. His father should say something, no? Should say something. Let him come. Let him sit on my lap. His father doesn't say anything. His father is just sitting quietly because he's scared. He's sitting there. He feels really sad. He feels really sad. You know that feeling, no? Like you want to cry and it's all heavy here. And he just doesn't cry about it. He won't show anybody the tears. So he just, with times that you're just being tested. Stay strong. Pray to God and be a good child. Don't do anything bad. Just keep praying to God to give you strength and be good. Everything will be okay. He remembered this. So he's crying and walking and he's like, Mama had said, pray to God and stay strong. I should do that day. I so want to sit on my father's lap. I really want to hug him. So I'll pray to God. That seems like a good idea because there's nothing else I can do. I'm only so small a child. So he goes into the forest and he sees this nice little rock. He sits on the rock. He starts praying. You know who comes? His father. No. Narad Muni comes. You know who Narad Muni is? Narad Muni carries a bag and just wanders through here, there, everywhere telling stories and songs. Okay. So Narad Muni was walking around and he's walking in the jungle and what does he see? One small little boy, as tall as you, in a big jungle sitting on a rock. He goes and asks, what are you doing? Where is your mother and father? Some tiger, something will eat you up. Go home. But Dhruv said, no, I will not leave. I have to sit here and pray because I really want to sit on my father's lap. And Narad Muni understood everything. He told whose son he is. So Narad Muni tried to convince him, go child, something will work out. But Dhruv said, no, I will pray to God and God will answer my prayer. So Narad Muni figured this boy is not going to move. He's a strong-willed boy. So what did Narad Muni do? He taught him the secrets of the forest. Because Dhruv didn't have iPad. Did Dhruv have iPad? No. Did he have a compass? No. Did he have a torch? No. But there the forest has secrets and there are lions. How will you survive in the forest without all this? Narad Muni knew the secret. So he told him the secret of the forest. How to listen to the birds. What are the birds telling each other? Eat this streak of fruit. Don't eat that because that is poisonous. This is nice. He told him all those secrets. And he went. What did Dhruv do? He followed. Yes. Now he knows the secret. Now he's strong. He's not. Earlier on when he was sitting in the forest, he's praying to God, but he's feeling a little scared. But now that he knows, he's feeling a little more confident. So he sits down to pray. He sits down. I don't know. The poet didn't tell me how he sat down to pray. I didn't know if he stood like this or like this or he just sat there. He somehow sat and he started praying to God. God, I'm a good child. I have not done any bad to anybody. I just want to sit on my father's lap. Please, please. And he kept praying and kept praying and kept praying. Night, day, another night. His mother's getting worried there. He's sitting here and praying. Narad Muni, in the meantime, what he did? He went straight, where? To the palace. Yes, to the palace. He opened the door and went and met the king and said, "Hey, king, how foolish can you be? Did you send your son away to the forest? He's sitting there alone in that jungle and praying so that he can sit on your lap. Can you see what a bright boy he is? Such a strong-willed boy, such a pure boy. He'll make such a fine king. And you sent him away." The king hears this and he's like, "Oh, I must have made a mistake." No? Did the king make a mistake? Yes, of course he did. Oh, even if he's not special, he's my son. I shouldn't have sent him away, no? So what does the king do? Calls his chariot and his horse. At that time it was chariots and horses apparently. So he called his horse, the best horses, and sits on a chariot and goes. Goes straight to where? The jungle, to where his mother is. Meantime, what is Dhruv doing? He's praying day and night and day and night. Who hears his prayers finally? The god hears his prayers. And what does he do? Appears in front of him like magic. I don't know how they came, that's what the poet did. He just appeared in front of him. He said, "Dhruv, what wish can I grant you? You ask me anything. I will give you everything in the world because I'm so pleased with a child like you." Dhruv says, "I don't want anything. I just want to sit in my father's lap and just hug him. I don't want anything. I'm so craving it." God was so pleased with Dhruv. You know what he told Dhruv? He said, "Dhruv, you too will sit on this lap. You will sit on your father's lap. But not just his lap. Once he's done, you will go up into the sky and you'll sit in the sky for people to see. For years and generations so that they remember the story. What a bright child you were. What a beautiful child you were." So he went. Then the God left. And what he said, "Tathastu." What does he say? "Tathastu," and he disappeared. Dhruv was like, Dhruv didn't care about the sky and all. What is Dhruv excited about? That he gets to sit on his father's lap, no? That they will be a family again. Who should he go and tell this first to? Mom. So he runs. He runs to his mother's garden. Who is standing there?
His father.
His father also. His mother and father are waiting for him. And Dhruv comes and runs and hugs both of them and he's so happy. And his father puts him, his mother on his big chariot and they ride back. And when they're entering the kingdom, there are big music and flowers and it's a big welcome. Big welcome back. And the other queen is standing there. She's feeling a little bad. Because Narad Muni came and shouted, no? Now she thinks, oh, I was so small. I was thinking so tiny. This is such a nice boy. We should all share and be a happy family. So she walks up to say and says sorry. And they all live as a happy family. And when it's time for coronation, that is to become king, who becomes king? Dhruv becomes king. And they say that he had such a beautiful rule that everybody had food to eat. Everybody had food to eat. And there were beautiful flowers growing and there was milk for everybody. It was supposed to be a beautiful reign. So that is the story of Dhruv. And then when he died, what happened? He went up and became the pole star. Do you know how to spot the pole star?
Yes. It said the north side.
Yes.
It is north side. The first star that appeared in the sky and the brightest star in the sky.
He is the brightest star in the sky. He is the
first star that appeared in the sky.
But in other ways, have you seen a Big Dipper? Have you seen the Big Dipper in the sky? So from the head of the Big Dipper, if you look up towards the tail of the small dipper, you will see Dhruv there, pointing north. So that in case you're lost in the jungle without your iPod, your torch, your laptop.
Why not choose to use it?
Huh?
Why not choose to use it?
Absolutely. So you know how to go north. Right? That's the story of Dhruv Tara. Did you like it? Will you applaud nicely for the Dhruv Tara story? So that if Poety is listening, he knows that I have told the story. Yeah? If at all you get lost in the jungle and you come across a Poety, please tell that I told the story. I don't want to meet anyone. Yeah?
Poety comes here.
Huh?
If Poety comes here.
Hoity comes here. How will he come here, yeah? So many roads. You'll shoot him down, no? You'll call security, whistle, whistle. So he'll stay there only. We have to go there only. Now, another friend of mine, he came by train. He came by train. Arun, did you come by train?
Yes.
And he has something to tell about the train. We'll call him over. Yeah? Big round of applause to call him over. There's a train coming.
Hi.
Hi.
All having fun?
Yes.
All of you?
Yes.
Sure?
Yes.
Can you clap for both the storytellers now? You like the stories, right? Now, how many of you have seen a train going out of a station?
Yes, God is it.
Train? Yes. What sound does it make? No. It doesn't make that sound.
No.
I'll tell you what sound does it make. You all will repeat with me. You all ready?
Yes.
Okay? I'm the engine.
We are the bogies.
Okay?
Yes.
You all ready?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's starting now.
Okay.
All ready?
Yes.
All bogies ready?
Yes, sir.
Coffee,
Departure.
coffee, 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 coffee. It's picking up speed now. Butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken. All repeat. Butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken, butter chicken. It's picking up more speed. Aloo banda, aloo banda, aloo banda, aloo banda, aloo banda, aloo banda, aloo banda. Yes. Now it's going slow now. Butter chicken, 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 butter chicken. It's seeing a station now. It's approaching a station. So now it is coffee, 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 coffee. Y'all like the train?
That was fun.
Y'all like it? Yes, it is.
Calling it weird is.
It is. What sound does it make first?
Coffee. Butter chicken. Aloo banda.
Coffee.
Butter chicken.
And then?
Butter chicken.
Not like that.
Butter chicken.
And then?
Aloo banda.
Aloo banda, 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 aloo banda. That's how train makes sound. Listen carefully next time. Okay? You all set for the next story? Waken up? Yes?
Nope.
Yes?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Are you hearing any sound?
Yes. Yes.
What sound?
Somebody talking on
Not that. Here? This panda? You are not hearing any
I
sound?
can hear them talking.
Yes.
Quack, quack.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Quack, quack.
Hear that?
Did you hear that? Quack, quack. Do you know about quacking classes?
That's duck class.
Quacking classes. Who goes to a quacking class?
Duck. A duck.
A duck goes. Exactly.
Honest one.
Did anybody see my duck anywhere, please?
Did you bring the duck?
Yes.
Hey, it's with her. It's with
That is
her.
not.
It's with her. She is hiding. She's hiding it.
Something here, I can hear. Hello.
I know that's a girl.
Oh, you had to say the special hello. Hello. Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. You know his name?
No. With Ducky.
His name is Slappy.
Slappy. Because
But
he
you know
slaps
why he's
her.
called Slappy?
Because he slaps everyone. He slaps himself. Or he slaps his own. Puppets are not really slaps.
No. I'll tell you. He's called Slappy because he used to walk slip, slap, slip, slap, slip, slap, slip, slap. He used to walk like that. Okay.
Auntie, what is that?
This is a duck.
What Slappy means?
Slappy means nothing, but he is called Slappy because he walks like this. Slip, slap, slip, slap. That's a funny way to walk, right?
Yeah.
So he was called Slappy. Now, Slappy had to go to his quacking classes every day in the morning. Just as you all go to school, he had to go for quacking classes. So he used to wake up in the morning and he had his two friends, fish cakes and fly bowls. They used to come home and say, "Yay, Slappy, let's go for the quacking classes." But he never liked the quacking classes. And he told his mother, "Mama, I don't want to be a duck. I want to be a person." Person means person. He didn't know how to say that. Like you, like me. Yes, he wanted to be a person. And he wanted to see the world. So he told his mama, "Let me become a person and let me see the world. Please let me go." So mama said, "You are a sweet little duck. You can't do that. You can't become a person. And you can't see the world like that." So he said, "No, I want to become a person and I want to see the world." And mama left him like that. In the afternoon, she made nice good pizzas for him and called him, "Slappy, come and have pizzas." Slappy said, "No, I am not going to eat anything. I want to become a person and I want to see the world." Mama said, "Okay, you just sit there." And she went. Now he didn't have lunch. Now for tea time, Mama called, "Hey Slappy, come. Your tea and your favorite cake is ready." He said, "No, I will not eat anything. I want to become a person and I want to see the world." Mama got a little worried because he had not had lunch, he had not had tea. It was time for dinner. And she made nice good biryani for him and called, "Slappy, come for dinner." No. It's not made of veg biryani. It was a vegetarian, my dear child. So she made biryani and called him. He was upset. He said, "No, I don't want to eat. I want to become a person and I want to see the world." So Mama really got worried now. And Mama said, so Slappy was all happy. "Yay, I'm going to become a person. I'm going to see the world. That's very nice." So he came, he ate biryani and afternoon pizzas and the tea and the cake, everything he had, and he went off to sleep. He was very, very happy to wake up the next day morning. He got up, he took one polka dotted cloth, packed all his clothes into it, knotted it, put it into a stick, hung it on his shoulder, and off he went. Said bye to his mama and said, "I'm a little duck, I want to be a person. I'm a little duck, I want to see the world." He's very happy. So he went on. He saw one farmer. The farmer was taking potatoes. So he went up to the farmer and asked him, "Excuse me, sir, can you please help me? I want to become a person. I want to see the world. Can you help me, please?" He said, "Shoo! Shoo!" He's chasing the duck. So he got very upset. Okay. I won't ask anything. Let me leave this place." What did he say? All he said was, "I'm a little duck. I want to be a person. I'm a little duck. I want to see the world." And he's getting so angry with me. So he ran. He went to the place and saw a washerwoman. Yeah, she was washing the clothes and she was drying it on the clothesline. So went up to the washerwoman and asked her, "Please, ma'am, can you please help me? I want to become a person and I want to see the world. Can you help me, please?" So the washerwoman said, "Yes, why not? But to become a person, you must carry this basket of clothes, the washed clothes." And she threw the basket of clothes to Slappy. It was so heavy, he dropped it. And all the clothes got soiled. So the washerwoman got very angry. And she started running behind Slappy. Now Slappy also started running. "My God, what is this? I'm just a little duck. I'm a little duck." What is the song?
I want to be
"I'm a little duck. I want to be a person. I'm a little duck. I want to see the world. My God, no one wants to help me. I'm such a sweet little duck. He went. Now, under a tree, there was a soldier with a huge rifle. And he was sleeping. Soldier under the tree. So the Slappy went to the soldier and said, "Excuse me, sir. Wake up, sir." So the soldier got up and he said, "I'm a little duck. I want to become a person and I want to see the world. Can you help me, please?" The soldier said, "If you want to become a person, you must carry this rifle. Then you can become a person." So he took the rifle, the heavy rifle, and threw it onto Slappy. But could Slappy catch it? No, it was so heavy that it fell on his feet and he started, ouch, 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 ouch. He started running away from there, singing the little song to himself. What is the song? I'm a little duck, I want to be a person. I'm a little duck, I want to see the world. He ran and ran and ran. And there was a one teacher there walking with her books. She was going to the school. So he went up to the teacher and said, "Excuse me, ma'am, I want to become a person and I want to see the world. Can you help me, please?" So the teacher said, "What is this person? What is that?" She said, "Person, like you. I want to become like you." So she said, "That is not person. That is person. P-E-R-S-O-N. You understand, little duck?" So, okay. She said, the teacher said, "Come to the school and I will teach you everything." Slappy, did you want to go to the school? No, he was running away from the quacking classes. He didn't want to go to any school. So he just ran away from the teacher. I'm a little duck. I want to be a person. I'm a little duck. I want to see the world. He ran and ran and ran and ran. No. He went up the hill and there was an artist sitting there and painting a beautiful picture. He went up to the artist and asked him, "Excuse me, sir, I am a little duck and I want to be a person. Can you help me? And I want to see the world. How do I do it?" So the artist said, "You don't look like a person. So I'll have to do something with you. I'll have to stretch your legs. I'll have to jam your beak. I have to flatten your tail. I'll have to do all that." Now Slappy was a little scared. Okay, I'm ready. So the artist started stretching his legs, stretching, pulling it. And it was very, very painful. Now he came and flattened his tail. That was also painful. Now he was coming to jam his beak. Now he thought this is going to be very, very difficult. So Slappy started running away from there. He said, "Thank you, dear artist. I don't want to become a person." And he started coming down the hill. And he met the teacher on the way. And he met who was the next? The soldier, the washerwoman, and the farmer who shooed him away the first time. And then he went straight into his house, went to a corner and sat inside the corner. The mama came and he asked, "Oh, what's Slappy? You could become a person? Did you see the world?" Slappy said, "No, mama, I did not become a person and I don't want to become a person. I'm happy being a duck. I don't want to become a person and I don't want to see the world because you are my world. I don't want to go anywhere else and I'm very happy being a duck. A duck should be a duck, a person should be a person, and any other animal should remain the same animal. A fish should be a fish, a bird should be a bird. You should be that. So I don't want to become a person." And he said, "I will now go for quacking classes with fish cakes and fly balls." And he went quack, 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 quack. quack, 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 quack. He was very happy to do that. Right? How was the story? Did you all like it? Yes. Now how many times we sang this song, no? I'm a little duck. How many times? Shall we count the number of times we sang? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. No. When you hear the next story, you will know why I'm saying not to say that after 4 and before 6. Just wait. Okay? Bye.
I know this story.
Hi.
Yeah, but it's still done fight.
Hello.
How are you doing?
How are you? You're fine?
Yes.
Auntie told not to say 5.
Fight.
Yes?
That's 5. Not to say
Not to say 5. You know why?
I know.
Huh?
That which has given us.
Okay, we'll tell that story now.
Yeah, I know.
You listen it one more time.
I
No
know
problem. Okay?
I know. I know.
Okay? So, how does the story start? Usually? How does the story start?
Once upon a time in Mumbai.
How?
Once upon a time.
Not like that. Take your left hand, all of you. Do some stretching. Okay, go to your right. Go to your right.
I can't.
Yes? No? And then say, once upon a time, long ago, long ago, so long ago, in Africa, there was a witch. You know, she was a very scary witch. Very scary. She was very scary. And do you know what her name was? What's your name? Huh?
Bianca.
Bianca. My name is Arun. What's your name? Farhan. What's your name? You have all got so nice names. Do you know this witch's name? It was 5. What? 5. Such a funny name, no? Boring name. Huh? When everybody were counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when somebody says 5, this witch used to get irritated. She used to get irritated. She used to get angry. She thinks, I'll tell the story. You want to come here and tell? No? Okay? So, the witch was very angry with people saying 5. Because her name was funny. And every time somebody said 5, she used to get angry. Very angry. She thought a lot. And one day when she totally got fed up, and she wanted to spell a curse. I have to teach lesson to all these people who are making fun of. Did you change your name? No? She also didn't want to change her name. It's a funny name. Everybody were making fun of her. So, she bought a big pot. Very big pot she bought. And you know what she put in that? She wanted to make a soup. Before she spelled the curse, she wanted to make a soup. A potion. You know, she put a dead frog in that. What? Dead frog. Rotten tomato.
Amazing.
Rotten tomato. Rotten potato.
Amazing.
Lizard's tail. Lizard's tail. Snake's tongue. Snake's tongue. She put lots of water. She put bear's hair.
Very nice.
She put bear's hair. And she put loads of blood. Loads of water. And she started mixing it. How did she mix it? How did she stir it? Can you all do it with me? Can you all do it with me? She did. Hoo ha ha, 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 hoo ha ha. Full smell it was. Very bad smell. Full bad smell. And she took a glass of it. She took a glass of it, smelling. She took that glass and she spelled the curse. From now on, if anyone says 5, they'll become statue. What will they become? Statue. And in this forest, there lived a lot of animals. Birds. And among these animals and birds, there lived a spider. Who? Spider. The name of the spider was Anansi.
What? Nice name.
Anansi. The spider's name was? And this Anansi was very lazy. He was very lazy and cunning. He was really lazy and cunning. A deadly combination it is. Seriously. And one day, when it woke up in the morning, how does spider catches food? Web. It has to spin a web. An animal has to get into that, and it has to wait until the animal gets trapped, and then go eat it. But this spider was not ready to do all this. It was not ready to do all this. It knew about the curse. If anybody says 5, it will become statue. So it knew about the curse and it thought a plan. And it went to a river bank. And in the sand there, it made a pile. One pile it made. And second pile it made. It made the third pile, fourth pile and the fifth pile. How many piles did it make?
5.
It made 5 piles. And it sat on the last pile. And it was waiting for the animals to come to trick them. You know who came first? Rabbit. A rabbit came. And a spider. As it saw the rabbit coming, it was sitting on the last pile. It got up. Hey rabbit, come here. Spider, what? What's your problem? The spider told, hey, you know what? I have made some piles of sand here and I don't know how many of them are there. I'm very so poor in counting. Can you please help me? And the rabbit said, yes, of course I'll help you. I know how to count. And it started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happened? It became? The rabbit became statue. And the spider started? What? What did the spider do? Chapping. My trick worked. It really worked. Now there is statue there. Rabbit statue. And it started?
Eating. It's just one. Eating.
Full nice meal it had. It had a very nice meal. But our spider was not satisfied with this. It was not at all satisfied with this. So it again sat on the last pile and waiting for a animal to come. And this time came a squirrel. There came a squirrel. And squirrel was coming in search of food. And the spider was like, hey squirrel, come here. You know what? I heard you are very good in mathematics. What did the spider say? You are very good in mathematics. I am very poor. I have made some pile of sands and I have a problem here. What's the problem? I don't know how to count. So can you please help me how to count?
Is it lying?
What?
Is it lying?
No. The spider is asking the squirrel, please count it for me. And the squirrel started, yes, I can do it for you. It started 1, 2, 3, 4,
And one more.
5. And it became statue. The squirrel became statue and the spider was like, the second animal. And it started
Eating.
again. The spider was greedy, not satisfied. It sat on the last pile and it was waiting for the next animal. And the next animal, you know who came? There was a duck coming. There was a duck. There was this duck coming and the spider stopped the duck and it told, "Hey you, duck, do you know how to count? I have a problem here. Can you please help me counting?" And the duck told, "Yes, of course I can do it for you." And the duck started counting. How? 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
It became statue. And what did the spider do? Third one. And it started
Eating. See the photo.
full happy, but not satisfied. It wanted more. It was having fun, real fun. So it again sat on the last pile and it was waiting for the next animal to come. And this time came a tortoise. A tortoise. And this tortoise was very wise,
What's
very intelligent. Very intelligent it was. And it was aware of the curse. And when the spider saw the tortoise, "Hey tortoise! Hey bro! Nice to meet you here. I know you're very intelligent. Can you please help me? Can you please do me a favor?" And the tortoise said, "Yes, I will do it for you." And the spider said, what was the favor the spider wanted? "Can you please count it? I don't know how many of them are there. I was in a hurry and I made some." So the tortoise told, "Okay, fine, I'll count it for you." And the tortoise started 1, 2, 3, 4, and another one. Spider was like, "No, no, no, no. That's not how you count. Can you count it once more?" The tortoise said, "Of course I can count it once more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the next one." Now the spider got angry. It was not happy. And it was like, "No! You came here to help me. You are not helping me. Count me properly." Tortoise, "Okay brother, okay macha, I'll do it one more time for you." And it said 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one you are sitting on. Now spider got angry and it got up. "That is not how you count. I will show you how we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The spider became statue. The spider itself became statue. The greedy, cunning, lazy spider became statue. And from then on, everybody got to know the curse, and the witch also got to know about the curse, that the spider was playing like this, and she removed the curse from the forest, and from then on, everybody stayed happily in the forest. Happily ever after. No problems. You all like the spider? You all happy now? No? You're not happy? Yes, you're happy?
No, I'm not
Good.
happy. I'm not happy.
We'll sing a song for you. All of us are happy. We'll sing a song for you. Are you ready?
You're happy.
Yes? Yes.
I know.
We'll sing. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, tap your feet. If you're happy and you know it, tap your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, tap your feet. If you're happy and you know it, sing a song. La 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 la. If you're happy and you know it, sing a song. La la la. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, sing a song. La la la. If you're happy and you know it, say hooray. If you're happy and you know it, say hooray. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, say hooray.
Hooray!
Awesome.
What is it?
Okay? Now, we are going to have the next story. You know about this story? It's about a lost smile. Lost smile of a brave girl. A brave girl lost her smile and she hunted it back. You all know? You all want to know what story it is? Make way for Lakshmi auntie.
Right? Okay. Now this is a story of the lost and found smile. So all of us have smiles here, right? Just like this, one little girl called Winnie had a big smile on her face. The smile was so nice and so bright, the stars used to wish how bright this smile is. Wish I was like this smile. And it was so happy that the sun used to laugh at the smile and the rain used to dance. Above all, Winnie's smile was very magical because her smile used to make everyone else smile. One day morning, Winnie got up and she always used to look at the mirror to see the beautiful smile on her face. It used to keep her very happy. So she went and opened her eyes and she saw. What did she see? Her smile was gone. It was missing.
How?
She had become very gloomy, very sad.
You want?
Very sad. She had to get back her smile. So she went near the window, sat, and she was looking out. She didn't know where to start the search for her smile. And there she saw one.
Cat.
And Winnie saw the cat had her big smile. So she jumped out of the window and ran behind the cat. The cat turned back and saw Winnie running behind. So he started running more, faster. So Winnie also started running faster. The cat went through a tunnel. Winnie also went through the tunnel. The cat jumped up high. Winnie also jumped up high. And then he jumped over the wall and reached a dock. You all know what is a dock?
Yes.
Where? It's a place where ships come and they load and unload things.
What?
Near water, right? Yes, correct? Very brilliant. It was really good, huh? Good. So there they went and the cat, he slipped on a basket of fish and fell with a thud on the floor. Now Winnie jumped on the cat, caught his tail and said, "Give me back my smile." The cat said, "No, I will not give it back to you." So Winnie said, "If you don't give it back to me, I'll put you inside this water." The cat said, "Please don't do that." Cats don't like water, right? He said, "No, don't put me inside water." So she said, "Okay, then give me back my smile." The cat said, "Okay, I'll give it back to you, but will you please let me keep a little bit of the smile? Because it makes me look so good. Please, a little bit of it." So Winnie said, "Okay, a little bit of it, you can keep it." Then she said, "Okay," whoosh, the smile and the cat vanished. Now she had to again start the search for her smile. And then just then she saw some people standing there and clapping and shouting and having fun. She saw there was a dolphin jumping inside the ocean. He was doing some tricks, going up and coming down, diving deep into the water. So she went up there because the dolphin had her big smile. So she went behind the dolphin. So how can she run behind the dolphin? Yes, she jumped into the water and she swam fast, very fast. The dolphin playfully went inside the ocean and still she was going behind the dolphin. She swam and swam and swam with all her energy. Went and caught the tail of the dolphin and got behind the dolphin and said, "Give me back my smile." The dolphin said, "Give me a little bit of it, I will give it back to you." So now this one said, he said, "Okay, you first take me to the shore safely and then I will see." So the dolphin came to the shore, then he got down and whoosh! What happened? Yes, the smile and the dolphin vanished. She was very sad. Now again I have to hunt for my smile. And then she saw someone looking at her. And she saw there was a crocodile. A huge one. A strong one and a mean looking crocodile.
But
But he had a smile. So that crocodile was a saltwater crocodile. That's why he was there. So she ran now and jumped into the water and went behind the crocodile.
swimming.
Yes, and the
Okay.
crocodile was up on the waves, going up and down on the waves. But Rini was a very, very brave girl. So she caught hold of the crocodile. It was very rough and very scaly, but she did not get scared. She sat on top of the crocodile and went on top of the waves. And then asked for her smile. "Give me back my smile." The crocodile said, "The smile looks so good on me, it makes me look even more wicked. Can I have a little bit of the smile? And then you can have the rest." Pliny said, "Okay, take a little bit.
Then the other
But
way.
take me to the shore." So he took the crocodile took Pliny back to the shore and
The other one. Vanish.
by then it was late in the evening. It was darker than this and it was going to pour. It was dark, she was hungry, she had lost her way. And there was a friendly hyena who said, "Come dear girl, I will take you to your house." She went back to her house, very sad, very gloomy, because she had lost the smile and she could not find the smile now. She sat in her bed and she was looking outside. Up in the sky, she saw the moon. And she see,
The moon had the star.
yes, the moon had her smile. So she said, "Moon, give me back my smile." And the moon said, "I look so good with a smile. Let me have it for the night at least. Please, Lini, please." So Lini was a very nice girl. She said, "Okay, only for the night. Tomorrow morning you should give it back to me." So moon said, "Okay." Now Lini could not sleep that night. Smile, and she had to get it back from him. So she stayed awake. And it was morning. Time for sun to come and moon to leave. Then the moon said, "But Lini, do you mind if I take a little bit of your smile?" And now Lini started crying. It was too much for her. She said, "No, I can't give it to you. I already gave it to the cat, to the dolphin, and to the crocodile. Now if I give it back to you, then I won't have anything with me." So the moon said, "No, that is not right, Lini. If you give, you will get more. And it is doubly, triply, hundredly, millionly true with smiles. Smile and see." And it was true, you see. Next morning, Lini got up with a smile. And she saw everyone around her smiling. Not only everyone around her, everyone in the town, everyone in the neighboring town, everyone in the not so neighboring town, and the not at all neighboring towns also. Everyone was smiling. And it was very nice to see everyone smiling. So Lily sat and started singing a small song to herself. You know that song? S-M-I-L-E, you just S-M-I-L-E. If there is any trouble, you just S-M-I-L-E. And if there is any trouble, it will vanish like a bubble. And your happiness will double if you S-M-I-L-E. Want to sing with me? S-M-I-L-E, you just S-M-I-L-E. There's never any trouble if you S-M-I-L-E. And if there is any trouble, it will vanish like a bubble. And your happiness will double if you S-M-I-L-E. Ha 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 ha, you just ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha, you just ha 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 ha. There's never any trouble if you ha 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 ha. And if there is any trouble, it will vanish like a bubble. And your happiness will double if you ha 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 ha. It will, your happiness will double if you ha 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 ha. So all of you, thanks for being a wonderful audience and keep smiling.
You all had fun? Yes. Nice stories? Yes. You know what? In olden days, if people liked story or if the king liked some art or dance or anything, the king used to throw his necklace to the performers. He used to throw his jewels to the performers. Now, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. But there is something you can do. If you really like us, if you really like the Storywalas, you have to go to the Facebook page and click a like. It is same as giving a jewel to us. Thank you very much. You were a nice audience. We had a good time. The Storywalas. You can visit our website, thestorywalas.com. And before that, we'll introduce our team members. So this is, you like her? This is Nupur.
I like that blue flower on your t-shirt. Applause for Nupur Anji. Nupur.
And then comes Parvati. Can you all clap for Parvati?
Thank you.
And then Lakshmi.
Yes. Thank you.
Give a big hand for Lakshmi. She did 2 stories for you. And behind the scenes we have Navneeta.
But she didn't give any stories.
And Sangeeta.
But they wasn't giving.
She took a nice snap of you. It will come in the website.
Yeah, there's no time today.
Next time you're telling stories, if you come, you'll hear all of us. Will you come?
Yes.
Get Papa and Mama and everybody and come, yeah?
Yes. I am myself Arun.
You already said that.
Yes, you know. You remember. You have a good memory.
Oh, it's right.
Okay.
Already said that.
So we are the team of Storywalas. TheStorywalas.com is our website. If you all want to know more about Storywalas, you can visit our website. Apart from telling stories at schools and events like this, we also do teacher training for many schools. We have done that, and we do corporate workshops. We do tailor-made corporate workshops also to many of the.
Are you just a set of 6 or?
No, there's a team behind.
Yeah.
There are a lot
Because
of
you're
people.
very popular. I've heard about Storywalas.
Yes.
So the teacher training means training for storytelling or?
It is like for the teachers how they can use stories better in their teaching. And
How
some
to link curriculum with stories and curriculum, how to integrate.
Am I there anymore?
and there are tailor-made also based on the requirement. Yeah, and there is general workshop also for public, open to public. We do conduct these workshops. It is usually like 2-day or 1-day workshop that happens. We have done 2 already. If you want to know about it, keep updated all this, you have to like us. We have a Twitter account, the Storywalas. You can
And if
find
there
us
is
there.
specific requirements, you can write to the Storywalas. We can respond. We'll definitely respond to you.
Thanks, we had a good time.
Thank you
That
so
is
much.
enjoyed it as well.
Thank you. Bye. How do we say bye, Parvati?
Bye.
How do you say bye?
How do you say bye? Yes.
Yes.
We say?
We say hi.
We say?
And
Bye.